You've all seen some guy or girl sitting in the cold tub for 30 seconds, selfies, and talking about how they're unstoppable, and then step right back into warmth and comfort. But here's the thing. If you're doing it for brown fat body activation, fat loss, losing the belly, you're doing it completely wrong. So don't get me wrong. I enjoy a good cold plunge. I've been doing them since the 90s, and they're great for mental toughness, helping to reset the central nervous system, maybe bringing down some inflammation. But when it comes to burning fat or activating brown fat, that's not how it works. You see, your body doesn't just flip on brown fat switch because you jumped into an ice bath for 2 minutes. That's a shock response. What actually triggers brown fat is sustained mild cold exposure, not extreme short-term cold stress. In other words, it's not about how cold you get, it's about how cold you can stay. That is what you're missing. Now, let's talk about brown fat really quick. Unlike regular white fat, which just sits there like a storage locker, brown fat actually burns calories to generate heat. It's basically your internal furnace. But it's lazy. It only wakes up when your body needs to make heat, meaning when you're in a cooler environment for a while. And yes, shivering is actually the great way to go. And you want to keep in mind that you want to be there for a while. That's why it works. And that's where your brown fat really kicks into gear and metabolism ramps up naturally, is the shivering. What do you do instead? Well, you forget the 2-minute ice bath. You dress like it's 10 degrees warmer than it actually is and go for a 30 to 40-minute walk outside, or just hang out in a cooler room, cooler gym. Get it cooler, guys, for a longer amount of time and try to do some movement there. I like to stack it with things like workouts, neat walking, raking the leaves, taking a meeting outside. On a cold day, 0 degrees, 2 degrees, I'll just throw on a thin t-shirt and a pair of shorts, and if I'm really feeling it, I just go shorts. The secret, guys, in my opinion, is gloves to keep your fingers warm and ears, because when your ears and your fingers get cold, that's what really blows it. So think of it this way. Brown fat is endurance-based. It's slow burn system, not a sprint. Short, icy plunges doesn't do anything. It's like revving up your car engine and then just turning it off again. But when you spend more time in the cold, your body keeps that metabolic fire burning for quite a while after. Not crazy amounts of time like people have you think, but it does work better. Plus, you're going to get better cold tolerance, better circulation, and there's even some studies that show you might decrease your risk of type 2 diabetes because you're not in this constant one single temperature all the time. Next time you see some guy doing a 90-second cold plunge telling you how alpha beast mode he is, they're flexing for Instagram, not for mitochondria. And if you really want to use cold for fat burning and performance, go cooler and go longer. Be smart, stay consistent, and of course, follow me to Ditch Your Dad Bod.